Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist the parachute. The longer I live, the more convinced am I that this planet is used by other planets as a lunatic asylum. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. Write your sad times in sand, write your good times in stone. A man ought to be able to be fond of his wife without making a fool of himself about her. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. I learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. A government that robs Peter to pay Paul can always depend on the support of Paul. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. The liar's punishment is not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. I learned more from the first stupid woman who fell in love with me than ever my brains taught me. If you leave the smallest corner of your head vacant for a moment, other people's opinions will rush in from all quarters. A cigarette is a pinch of tobacco rolled in paper, with fire at one end and a fool at the other. My heart, be whole and free. Love is thine only enemy. The only person who acts sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measure anew every time he sees me. Everyone else goes by their old measurements. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it and become blind to the arguments against it. The possibilities are numerous once we decide to act and not react. No diet will remove all the fat from your body, because the brain is entirely fat. Without a brain, you might look good, but all you could do is run for public office. If at age 20 you are not a communist, then you have no heart. If at age 30 you are not a capitalist, then you have no brains. Take care to get what you like, or you will be forced to like what you get. The things most people want to know about are usually none of their business. The only time my education was interrupted was when I was in school. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Those who can't change their minds can't change anything. Life is not meant to be easy, my child, but take courage. It can be delightful. Some people look at the world and say why. Some people look at the world and say why not. The secret to success is to offend the greatest number of people. Our lives are shaped not as much by our experiences as by our expectations. He knows nothing and thinks he knows everything. that points clearly to a political career. It is not enough to know what is good. You must be able to do it. The only way to avoid being miserable is not to have enough leisure to wonder whether you are happy or not. A long absence of sex turns a person into a saint or a monster. You use a glass mirror to see your face. You use works of art to see your soul. A socialist is somebody who doesn't have anything and is ready to divide it up equally among everybody. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. Old men are dangerous. It doesn't matter to them what is going to happen to the world.